We just played sloppy. That's just bad football, and we just did not play good tonight. We shouldn't have even been in it with 3 turnovers. So that's again, that's just piss poor offense.
You cannot turn the ball over and expect to win 3 times.
This is the Buffalo Plus Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus Podcast. Mike Catalana, Dan Fates, I am Jenna Cottrell. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We're going to talk about this Bills loss, their first loss of the season, 23-20. They lose to the Patriots at home in their whiteout game. A lot to get to. The penalties, sloppy play, bad defense, bad offense at moments.
I won't do it.
Don't. What do you make of this?
Well, there's a race in the AFC East now. I mean, the Bills could have put so much distance between themselves and the Patriots. And look, New England did a lot of things well in this game, but the Bills, uncharacteristic amount of mistakes and certainly the turnovers. It almost seemed odd. You're like, well, the Bills turned the ball over. Then they did it again, and they decided that was so much fun, we'll do it again. 3 times when they had opportunities. But I'm also going to give a lot of credit to the Patriots. They put the Bills in bad spots. They looked to be a well-coached team until the one idiotic series when they took 2
just hit everybody
ridiculous penalties.
Yeah.
Other than that, they were prepared. We'll talk a lot about it. May was great. Diggs was great. All those things. Patriots deserved it, but the Bills gave it away.
2 things really stood out to me. One, Sean McDermott, I thought, summed it up best. He said, we played the game they wanted us to play. And that, to me, summed it up perfectly. He talks about how it's so tough to win when you turn the ball over. And then he kind of was like 3 times. It wasn't just turn the ball over once. It was 3 times because numbers don't lie. And 2, and I don't think this is a hyperbole or an exaggeration, Drake May outplayed Josh Allen today.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that there's a changing of the guard in the AFC East. That's not what that means. Tonight, in bright lights on Sunday night in Orchard Park, Drake May played better than Josh Allen tonight.
We've been talking about the Bills playing with their food a lot this season, as you know, the Bills were able to always pull out a win. And honestly, until the clock hit 0, I was like, they could still do something because they're at home, and obviously they know how to play at home and win here. But it did feel like when the Bills needed to put together things, it just did not come together. It really didn't. And Josh with the turnovers as well, that doesn't help. It was weird with the fumble, and then the Patriots fumble, then the Bills fumble. It just felt so sloppy, penalties. It just felt like they never were able to get themselves out of it.
And I think to Dan's point about May, when you look at the numbers, the total numbers, they're pretty even between the 2, which automatically makes it a loss for the Bills. Yes. If anybody's even with Josh Allen, it's a loss for the Bills. He's the leader. He has done so much with protecting the football, being so smart, not making the bad play or the bad throw. I don't know specifically what happened on that handoff. First of all, if there's a play to hand off a jet sweep to Dawson Knox, take that out of the playbook if he was supposed to hand off to him, number 1. But number 2, he said in the postgame he didn't force that throw. It looked a bit like a forced throw, the one that was intercepted.
Yeah, to Shakir.
So they end up with 3 turnovers in the game, and Keon had the fumble. But it stems from the quarterback. Look, they didn't lose the game because of Josh Allen, but they played kind of like that. Josh still made some big plays and all, but I think it takes the whole team back when Josh makes a mistake. He doesn't make that many mistakes, and he did make a couple tonight, and May just did not. And when you look
May
at
looks
it, that
good.
he looked really good. And to Dan's point, too, about the bright lights, it didn't faze him at all. I guess the whiteout didn't do anything to hurt him.
I will say, before the game, and I texted you guys this, the energy to me just felt flat. It just felt kind of pedestrian. It kind of like, all right, we're here, we're warming up, all that stuff. I just felt like it was lacking in that way.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean a team's going to play flat, but when we started the game, I was like, it still felt like this team has been really lucky because they are usually more talented and they usually do execute better. And today was a learning experience, and Sean McDermott talked about that, how it is hard to win in the NFL. The Bills have done a good job of it, but just because you've done it in the past doesn't mean you can't take any team lately.
And I know it is coach speak when Sean says it, but talks about how it is hard to win the NFL. But he did say it teaches you lessons fast.
It does.
And I think that there are some people out there that are probably watching this and they've already liked and commented and they've subscribed, but they're commenting in like, this is a problem. All of these things are wrong. Relax. This is a little bit of what we've seen, like Jenna said, the last few weeks. They've just gotten away with it because the Saints played a B- game. The Patriots played a really good game today. And like, I hate when teams come out here or the Bills come out here and they say, give them credit too. They played well. They executed. And that's what this game comes down to. That's the whole point of any given Sunday. The Bills uncharacteristically couldn't line up correctly.
Yeah.
They couldn't. And I know that we were all sick and tired of hearing Sean Hockley's voice by the end of this game.
Yeah.
But I don't think they really missed. I don't think there were phantom flags.
Well, they did miss one.
They did miss one at the end. But I thought a lot of those penalties, Dalton Kincaid grabbing a guy around the neck, holdings, like those were mental mistakes. Like the Jets talk about how they shoot themselves in the foot and then in the back of their head. The Bills shot themselves in the foot today a lot.
And the penalties, the lining up incorrectly multiple times.
Yeah.
And then, they had too many of those. And yes, there were a lot of penalties. There was also penalties on the Patriots too.
Yeah.
That they had, but it was more about a team. I would say you can say a lot about the Bills, but they rarely look like they don't have focus.
Yep.
Sometimes they don't play as well. Sometimes the offense goes a little south, the play doesn't work. This was off. This was off from the beginning.
Yep.
Josh got him revved up a couple of times. I thought, just like Jenna said, I thought Josh is going to lead them down the field. They're going to score a touchdown, and they're going to find a way to win this game. And then it went backwards. They got the field goal, but it just set New England up to go back down and win the game.
When Josh did the scramble at one point in the second half, and I was like, he to me, I literally in my head, he was saying like, all right, I guess I got to do this myself.
Yeah.
I tweeted that out. There were a couple of moments where he was like, F it, I'll just do it on my own.
Yeah.
And Josh got beat up tonight.
Yeah.
He did.
And he was not sharp. But that touchdown pass that he threw to Keon Coleman, it was 2 yards out, but it was a laser and it was back shoulder perfection. And I'm watching from the press box right over there, and Josh he's not fired up jogging off the field. He's like,
yeah,
holy cow, like he'd gotten hit late, he was running around a lot. It felt, when it's that slog that we've seen in playoff games, when Josh is like scrambling to his right, then stopping, then faking out a defensive lineman to throw across the field. It wasn't good. And that's where I want to start with this offense. And Jenna, where do you think, was it coaching, execution, or just the Patriots' defensive plan?
Honestly, I was distracted by cawing in the stadium, but it felt like everything was very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And I give credit to the Patriots defense, but I did feel like there were moments where it just felt like no one was open.
That
just
is it.
felt like nobody was.
Have we ever heard that before? Because that's where I wanted to start, because Josh even said it. What was difficult at times, offensively, and he said they played a lot of man coverage. Teams have stopped doing that historically because you're turning your back to Josh, and that's when Josh takes off. But when you play a lot of man coverage, it is one-on-one, and the Bills did not have wide receivers that could separate. No wide receiver won today. You add up all of the Bills' wide receiving numbers, and they do not equal Stefon Diggs and what he did. Dalton Kincaid, we can get to him in a second as the bright spot of this offense, but this was a little bit of deja vu, and this is what is frustrating when it's like you need guys to win one-on-one battles against good corners, because the Patriots have two really good corners in Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis, and they didn't win at all.
And when they made plays offensively, Kincaid did get himself, and it usually was, I won't say a slower developing play, but Josh would go back, look, and then Kincaid would break to the middle, caught everything, played really well. When Keon made a play, he was covered, then he went up, made a really nice catch.
May have been the best play he's made in his career.
Really, really nice.
Third down, got to have it.
Yeah, but like non-existent. Curtis Samuel made a couple of plays tonight, but I mean, honestly, they're not getting anything else out of the wide receivers.
Nope.
And it came back to get him tonight. And
that is where you see the limitations of Everybody Eats. Everybody Eats is great for the reason that you don't have to force feed a guy. You don't have to worry about getting X guy X number of targets. But in situations like this, where it's man coverage, where you just need to beat the man in front of you, the Bills don't really have that.
Can I say it? Okay. Diggs.
Stefon Diggs is stuffed.
So here's what I want to say.
He is so full after this performance.
Oh, my God. But here's what I want to say to you. Stefon Diggs played great for the Bills. He needed to go. They needed to get rid of him. He needed to be out, okay? But the type of player he is, that you know it, I know it, everybody on defense knows it. They're going to go to Diggs, and he can make a play. They don't have that guy on this roster.
Nope.
And they're still going to win 13 games this year.
Yep.
And they'll probably end up as the number 1 seed. It comes, when you said it, it did feel a little like some of those playoff games where it's back, kind of like that Kansas City game that they lost in the divisional round here. And then at the end, they win by 3 points. Like, that's the way it went. And the Chiefs win.
Yeah.
It's that guy. And Diggs was
spectacular.
Phenomenal. He dominated the game. We can say what we want. Drake May got him the ball, made some great
Really
athletic
nice,
plays.
Yeah.
But Benford couldn't handle him. Trey White couldn't handle him. Safeties could do nothing. Nobody could do anything against Diggs.
So before the game, Diggs comes out to the booze, runs out on the field, and we were all talking. We're like, he loves this. He loves being the villain. He it was certainly personal for him.
Yep.
That would be my takeaway. But he was out there playing like he wanted it. And you saw that intensity from him. Also, incredible that he's only just a short distance removed from an ACL surgery because of how fluid he looked, the quick cuts, all that stuff. But Diggs wanted it more. And it was upsetting to see because he was toying with the Bills' defense.
Yeah.
He comes out. We were talking about it on the podcast. He was a captain. He called the coin toss. The first play of the game went to him.
Yes.
And
as soon as that, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that was one of those moments where we said, how much has this team embraced Diggs and all that's been going on around him? They embraced him.
Yeah.
Because, and not only that, Diggs has also been a guy that is very smart on the field. We've always known that. But he catches that ball normally, and he'll go down. Diggs turned it upfield, went for 15. Diggs didn't slide at all today.
Yeah.
He embraced contact. He came 4 yards short of a touchdown that he wanted very badly, but he was the difference maker.
Yeah.
Like, if Drake May doesn't have Stefon Diggs in this game, they probably don't win.
Right.
That is the difference of having that go-to dog that is going to win, and you're going to throw him the ball and say, make a play. And that's what he did.
Right over here. The comeback route on the sidelines, phenomenal play.
The play where he pointed Diggs to go up.
Yeah.
And he spun around Trey White and made an unbelievable catch. Like, it was...
I mean, that is. We've seen Diggs be good. That was as well as he can play.
Agreed.
I mean, he did everything right physically
in
this game.
Detroit Diggs.
Yeah.
When they had that game in Detroit in like 2020.
And I am big on Drake May after watching this game. He's going to be a guy you got to deal with. It did not faze him to be here at all. And it helped to have that outlet of a guy to get. This team doesn't run the ball particularly well.
No.
They don't have anybody else. Hunter Henry, the tight end, made a couple of plays.
Yeah.
But it was Diggs. It was Diggs, and it was Diggs. So, Bills fans, you just gotta eat it. I went in the locker room. I talked to a bunch of the players. And listen, it's right after the game. So it's hard, but you're asking them, what about Diggs? What'd you say? And he's like, I get he's a good player. You know, they get paid like nothing. And I think it's
personal.
Personal.
Well, it's like you don't want to give him the satisfaction of being like, yeah, we got whooped.
They'll give it to him before the game. Like, we know Steph's a great player,
Yeah.
but after the game, and I understand that, but it was brief, and it was like boom, boom. Even Sean, but he talked about the whole team thing.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I know it doesn't mean anything in the big picture.
Yeah.
It's a game. You're going to play them again. But for today, in this game, that was his Diggs, like you said. He's loving every second, and he deserves it the way he played.
I do want to finish 2 more points about the offense. James Cook, like, I think this was a game where Joe Brady outcoached himself. I think he got away from what has...
Too cute?
Yeah.
That's what Sean said.
Okay,
You
first
heard
of all,
him say
yeah,
it.
you have a jet sweep to Dawson Knox that results in a fumble because I don't blame Dawson Knox. When has he ever received a
Dawson's
handoff?
probably thinking in the huddle, they can't be wanting a handoff to me on a jet sweep.
So that's a terrible play. Shaq Thompson forces a fumble right afterwards. Great play.
Yeah,
and
good game.
And then Brady dials a flea flicker right out of it. None of that made sense to me of this is what the Bills do. Like, that to me, they got away from what has made them successful. And yeah, James Cook had 13 carries. He needed more in that game. The game was never that far out of reach where you can abandon the run. And James is always a guy, and he was again in this game, one shoestring tackle away from scoring a touchdown. I didn't think there was enough James Cook, and I'm sorry, we like the guy. Why is Ray Davis on the field?
Yeah.
And why is he getting handoffs? Because Mike said it best. Just spike the ball, take the 40 seconds to catch your breath, and have James Cook back out there. I did not understand some of the play calling by Joe Brady in this one.
They did score on that drive, but Davis comes in the game.
They
and
took a lot of time, though.
I kept waiting, and I kept watching for James Cook, and he would come off stand on the sidelines, like, waiting, and they're like, no. And they kept Ray in that. And then they hand off to Ray, and eventually Cook didn't come back in. Now, they ended up taking it in for the touchdown. Or no, it was the Keon touchdown. Yeah. But I don't get it. And 13 carries for him in this game
is not enough.
So I'm with you.
It was never like they were down 21 or anything like that. Like I just thought they abandoned it. I thought Brady got away from it. The bright spot in this one, Dalton Kincaid, career day for him, goes over 100 yards for the first time in his career. He was a difference maker in this one. Josh was asked about Kincaid. He said he was winning one-on-one.
The mismatch.
He should teach the other guys because nobody else was winning one-on-one.
Well, I think it's important to note that when we've talked about Dalton Kincaid before, it's been like he's supposed to be this mismatch. Tonight he was a mismatch, and he has played pretty well this season.
Yep.
Again, you said the career Bills fans hope, but the career day for him over 100 yards. He was someone that I thought made some big catches in some big moments and had the opportunity to get open. And Josh, it looked like Josh was trying to find him because he was the only one that was winning.
For Josh to say he won his one-on-ones.
A little shot.
Well, it's kind of like, I threw him the ball because he got open. He didn't say that. I'm saying this.
You're inferring.
He won his one-on-ones, and I threw him the ball, and he made plays.
Yep.
It's what you have to do. He won his one-on-ones. Very few other players did. Defensively, nobody really did. I will have to say, shout out to my guy, Greg. Got a sack. He's at 1.5. He played well tonight.
He had like 2 really good series.
Yeah. In the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was off to a good start.
You mentioned Shaq Thompson. I thought he had a nice couple of plays.
They're going to need more out of him because Milano got hurt again.
I saw that. I was like,
And we don't know. Again, he was out, played, went out with the same injury.
Injury.
So we'll see what it is, but not great.
Shaq Thompson, I thought, looked good. Where's Joey Bosa at? Like, I
thought AJ played pretty well.
AJ played with his hair on fire.
Yeah.
The problem is, and I think what's frustrating, if you're commenting in, when the Bills lose these games, it's because wide receivers can't get open. You're still missing a second corner, a number 2 corner that you've been trying for 3 years, and there hasn't been consistent pass rush. I will give the Bills defense credit for as poor as the offense looked in the first half, they bowed up.
They kept him in the game.
They kept him in the
did.
game.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this was a spot where one drive too little because Drake marches him down the field. Again, it's an unreal play by May there at the end, but you got to be able to make those plays.
Yeah, you get him to the ground and everything changes.
Well, I think sometimes people are like, why are you guys being so critical in weeks past when the Bills win? But it's like a lot of the times the reasons you lose is because your weaknesses get exposed to the point where another team takes advantage. And the lack of pass rush, the poor second corner position, things like that have been the reason in the past we've been critical of this team, and then today caught up with them.
Yeah, and they have survived these other games.
Yeah,
and
they're still 4-1.
While they all say we'll learn, I think Sean's point is true. He'll get everybody's attention. They were all talking about fundamentals because they know that's what they're going to hear, and some of it is. the contain sometimes. They get pressure on him. A guy like May isn't just a guy who can scramble and go. He can scramble and throw. He does a lot of what Josh Allen does.
He
Not
does.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, young Josh.
But he looked a little too much like him for my liking.
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking
And
that
Josh
too. I
looked
was like,
a little
ooh.
bit too much like young Josh. Like
Yeah.
it just wasn't enough composure.
Yeah.
I just think that throw to Shakir was never open. And that was, they had thrown a bubble screen the play before, another penalty. And then
Yeah,
it
the
just felt like a
penalties.
frustration. Like
11 penalties.
I'm going to
today.
just throw it in there.
And it was a second down.
Yep.
And you were in field goal range.
Yep.
So you took
You
3
took-
points off
yeah,
the
you
board.
took
Yeah.
which they lost by.
3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cowardly field goal by the end of the first half by Mike Vrabel. I'll say that.
Yeah, that really surprised
I thought
me.
that was very cowardly.
Yeah.
Spell it.
C-O-R. Oh, so hang on. C-O-W-A-R-D-I-L-Y. Coward.
Ali,
Cowardly.
he started off bad, then
Yeah.
he got it together, and,
And
then
then
he
it
failed at the end. He
derailed.
was like the Bills.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Just summed it up.
Okay, what else?
I just.
No,
I,
that field
I
goal.
said the Bills still need a corner, a pass rusher, and a wide receiver. This is crazy. This is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
The field goal before half, it's tied. You're the Patriots coming in here trying to win. I thought the same thing, but it didn't phase his team at all. I thought it would be a little bit like, not playing to win, but I thought they were going to send like a
I agree.
message. We're going to go for it. And the Bills went right down and scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then the Patriots went right down the
Yep.
field and scored a touchdown. So I give the Patriots credit. They were focused and played tough, and their quarterback and wide receiver led them.
all right. So the Bills 4-1. They have the Falcons up next on Monday Night Football. What's up?
Just one message to Patriots fans. Enjoy this Diggs honeymoon phase while you have it.
Yeah.
We've seen the end of these things as Vikings fans, but
Yeah.
enjoy it because these are fun nights. If you're
Yeah.
when Diggs is on your team and does this, it's a fun night.
Yes. Now, the other thing I was going to say is I think May is a long-term guy, but we were also here for when the Mac Jones experiment
Yes.
and the division was
Yes.
over and the Patriots had it won. Now, I think this Patriots team may have a chance to be that, at least to be the contender with the Bills. But if you remember, they called the division back in
They
their
did.
favor, and then the Bills beat them again and
They
then
did.
destroyed them in the playoffs. Now, that being said, this was impressive. Way more impressive than
Yep.
that Mac Jones win when he handed it off every play.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't
That was
panic.
the win, right?
Yes.
That was the win game.
Yeah.
You're fine, Bills fans. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you want to talk about other things? Come see us. Thursday night, we'll be in Buffalo.
I was wondering where you're going.
Riverworks. It's the opening night of the Sabres. Look at that. The Sabres have less losses than the Bills. How about that? I'm trying to be positive.
B plus.
So everybody's lost now. The Eagles lost. The Bills lost.
Yeah.
Everybody's lost.
I think that's your takeaway is that it's hard. It is. I know it sounds cliche. I know it does.
Tell us more, Sean.
But the Bills were the last undefeated team.
Yes.
The Eagles lost earlier on Sunday. The Bills lose obviously on Sunday night.
Yeah.
I think that while we always want perfection, that's also not a piece of how football works.
No, they take 16-1, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Riverworks. Thursday night, 5 to
God.
7. We'll be doing a meet
It
and
is
greet.
literally 1 in the morning.
Podcast 7 to 8. Just reminding people. By
Yeah.
the way, they're not watching this until like Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
Because you're waking up pissed off in the morning.
Yeah,
after
you
this
need
game.
you need to like let it settle. For a
Yes,
second.
and then you need to vent. Then you vent to your friend, and then you come to your friends at Buffalo Plus.
What is the biggest upset like point you think Bills fans have right now? What do you think is like the biggest thing in their mind when they wake up on Monday morning?
Well, I think they're
More
just
help for Josh.
not. It's not a normal Josh game. He's not going to turn it over a couple of times. That's not what he does. It wasn't like he was the worst one. I think it pisses him off that Diggs came in here and won.
Oh, yeah,
And I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it pisses him off that the Patriots are a legit team and there's a race in the division. Because it looked like it could be a boat race, and instead it's
Yeah.
4-1 and 3-2. I think that's when you wake up going, okay.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're in it. And they deserve to be in it. I think that's the thing. But
Yeah.
you never know where we are a month from now. So,
Their
That's very
schedule is
true.
ass.
yeah, it really is.
They're going to win several more games.
The
because
Bills, I mean,
I do think tonight was a really good effort from them, and I do think this is a young team for the Patriots that it's going to be streaky.
yeah.
Like, I mean, they had 5 turnovers a couple weeks ago. I expect there to be those, like, blunder games popped in there, too.
Yeah.
And I don't expect Diggs to play like he did tonight.
Yeah.
Every week. I just don't. I know he had over 100 yards last week, but I just think that these games
he's the
are more
first
outliers.
Patriots wide receiver to have back-to-back 100-yard games since Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
Wow.
That tells you how.
Edelman's been in the media for like 8 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No.
Be
Yeah,
there?
that game was like a wet fart. It just was a bad
We had
game.
to stay up so late, too.
Yeah.
I know. Another.
And they had you. I still thought that rookie kicker could miss it. I was like, we're going to go to
same.
overtime.
Right.
I literally thought overtime, too.
He drilled that.
That was
Yeah,
straight
he
down
did.
the middle.
Yeah, I was like, oh, shit.
That was right
I would
down
have
the
liked to
middle.
have seen him put Prater out there to try a 93-yard field goal at the end.
Just let him
I
run
give
up.
Matt Prater credit.
He drilled that field
Yeah,
goal. I
he
was a little
did.
worried. When the
I was
drive
too.
stalls like that,
Yeah.
and we've seen that before.
He's such a teeny man.
Yeah, it was not the most elegant kick. It sort of went,
Yeah, it was.
but it dropped straight through.
Yeah, it was more of a 9-iron and not a driver.
Can we end with this? I hated the uniforms. I know some of you guys liked them, and everybody wore white. I didn't like them. It didn't look like the Bills to me. I'm glad they're only wearing them one time. Make them 0-1. Just put them away. If you bought one, cool. Wear around the
if you
house.
I didn't
want
mind
one,
him.
I think it's cool, but I was personally not a huge fan. It looked very like USFL to me. I think the Bills are better than that.
I didn't mind him. I thought I was impressed by the amount of white.
Oh yeah.
Because,
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just saying, it's a college thing.
Yeah.
That's a college thing that is
Yes.
prepared long in advance.
You know, should have known because of Penn State.
I said they looked like Penn State. They played like Penn State.
Yeah, but it was
that.
the first third down when everybody was waving the towels.
That was cool.
Yeah, no, it was
I was
cool.
like,
it was cool.
that was
Yeah.
a pretty cool
It
atmosphere.
was just funny because it was hot.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, I know. All right.
Okay.
Wrap
all
it
right.
up.
Yeah. All
late.
right, for Mike and Dan. Mike
Riverworks.
and Dan, I'm Jenna. Come
Yeah,
to
we said that,
Riverworks on
Riverworks.
Thursday. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We'll have plenty more coverage as the Bills get ready for the Falcons coming up on primetime once again.
I blame Giardi.
Yeah, blame Giardi. All right, bye, guys.